Yo, so this is a Monday. This is the 26th of March, 2025. Couldn't record Monday or Tuesday because I was busy on those days. Basically, the week was good. There was no high impact news, so yeah, it was dope. News had already went by at 8:30, which is 2:30 p.m. my local time, and so I was like, 9:30 is gonna be the perfect time to get in the charts. So what I know about this day specifically is that Monday, it was a long range day. Tuesday, it was a small day. So Tuesday was choppy as well. Tuesday was hella choppy and it didn't like create a long range or a long trading day. So on the daily time frame, price had a small closure for Tuesday, but a long closure for Monday. So even if I wanted to trade those days, Monday, Tuesday I wouldn't be able to trade, and Monday I wouldn't be able to trade. So Wednesday was the proper day. So for Monday, I had marked the previous day's low and we were relatively close to it. Also bearing in mind we had a 63 handle gap, which is decent. It's decent. You can trade that. So yeah. So then I saw this is my model coming into play here. I saw like good displacement, strong displacement, proper direction, price not spending a lot of time in fair value gaps. So with all those confluences in play, long displacement, the previous day was not a long range day. It's not a Monday with no NFP. We had strong displacement lower. We were in close proximity to the trade. Price didn't spend a lot of time in fair value gaps. We had a big opening range gap, decent opening range gap. Those are enough for me to take a trade on that day. So with all those confluences in play, I decide to enter into this trade. And I like the fact that we were near previous day's low because high time frame draws on liquidity are much more better. They're much more stronger. Or yeah, they just much more better. We're in close proximity. Also, it was time for me to take the trade. You know, it was 9:50 to 10:10. Best time ever. Price draws to liquidity above or below the marketplace at that time. So then I decided to take a trade and I start feeling fearful and very scared for no reason whatsoever. I don't know why I was feeling fearful and scared, but I decided to write that down. Price went into the fair value gap. I didn't want to use the second fair value gap because of the I didn't want to use the white fair value gap because of the fact that price was already strong and price has had no fair value gaps that had price spending a lot of time in them. Also, we showed strong displacement. It's a big gap, so you don't expect the first fair value gap to be filled in. You want to use the present fair value gap, which I used, and also accommodated a stop loss for the first fair value gap, which is the white fair value gap. But I used the third fair value gap as an entry, but still accommodated the white fair value gap. So yeah. So here we are. I still write down feeling fearful and very scared, honestly, like as if the price won't hit my TP, right? Yeah, I was very scared during this trade. The worst part about it is I was busy. I was moving up and down. There was things I had to do, which kind of scared me a bit because I want to monitor and watch the trade in play. And then, to my surprise, while I was very, very busy, and this day I was like hella busy, to my surprise, when I checked the phone again, because I had left the phone in my room and went on to go do some stuff that I had to go do, I come back, I see that shit hit TP. You know, if it was a day with more than 75 handles, or maybe let's say 95 handles, TP would have been hit in like 4 or 7 candles, you know, but now it had taken a lot of time because the trade had taken a lot of time because of the fact that we had a 63 handle gap, which is not the same as a 75 handle gap. You know, shit, when a gap is less than 75 handles, you know, you can expect a bit of manipulation here and there. It's not going to be too much, but you can expect it here and there, which was what was happening here. If we had if we had a big gap, 75 handles, price would have been smooth all the way. Also, if the gap was 75 handles, I would have used the red fair value gap as my entry, and the stop loss would be above the red fair value gap's candle. You know, the middle candle, which is the fair value gap, my stop would be above that, the high of that candle. If it was a smooth low resistance, big opening range gap day, that's what I would have done, you know. Also, I forgot to say 70% of the time price runs to the opening range gap consequent encroachment, and it did that today. I mean, on Wednesday actually, because I'm making this video on a Saturday, but it did that. It did that, and yeah, that's a whole nother model. That's a whole nother model as well, because you can use the first presentation for Vedic gap and off it just to the consequent encroachment only when you have a good amount of a gap, you know, if I'm making sense. So that's my reserve model and I feel like I need to, I don't know, but that's my reserve model. So nonetheless, I do feel like I'm going somewhere with all this training stuff. If I do everything properly, then I'm going somewhere. You know, if I can do everything I'm supposed to do properly, take my time with it, don't get impatient, just do it properly. If I can do everything properly, then anything is possible. Anything is possible. So yeah, nonetheless, that's the end of the trade recap, because I'm gonna call this one a trade recap rather than a weekly recap, because the whole week I couldn't do anything. I could only do something on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We didn't have service and in this town I'm in, so